Let us say hello to the former Bellator lightweight champion, Brent Primus, who returns to action for the first time in around 15 months or so. And he's going to do so on a big card, Bellator 263 this Saturday, taking on promotional newcomer Islam Mamdeov. Really interesting piece of business at 155 pounds. Brent, good to see you back and on a fight week. How are you?
Thanks for having me. And yeah, man, glad to be here on fight week and finally.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the first question on everybody's mind is, where have you been since that win over Chris Bungard in February of last year? Like, I know you had some grappling matches for Submission Underground, but I guess what has this last year plus been like for Brent Primus, Bellator lightweight contender?
It's been a bunch of bull crap, man. I've literally went through 2 full training camps. I was supposed to fight twice already, and I've done everything I could. I've done my part, and I was supposed to. After my fight in Ireland, I asked to fight immediately. I want to fight, and I thought I was going to fight within a month. I was ready. Bellator said the soonest they can get me a fight was July, and so I was a little bit bummed about that. But I trained my butt off. I was supposed to fight Goti Yamauchi, and that got canceled from COVID. And I literally lost 30 pounds, went through the whole fight camp. And then I found out like 10 days before that it got canceled because of COVID. And obviously that's nobody's fault. It's COVID. And then so that sucked. And then right when that got canceled because of COVID, Chael Sonnen hit me up. Was like, hey, you want to do a grappling match against Jake Shields? I was like, I'm ready. I'm in good shape. Let's do this. So I did that. And then again, I got told I was fighting in December. Lost like 30-something pounds. Went through a full training camp. Spent lots of money in these camps. And that fight fell through. And finally, here I am, fight week, ready to fight this Saturday.
I mean, how frustrating has this been for you being kind of on the outside looking in? Like, I know there's the pandemic and everything getting shut down, so the opportunities weren't aplenty, but it seems like you got a couple of things sent your way, a couple of nibbles, if you will. I mean, the promotion was still able to put a bunch of cards together in Connecticut. Like, how tough has it been for you just not being a part of any of these events until now?
Oh, it's been frustrating, man. And I literally have been begging to fight a top 10. I've been wanting Patricio. I've been wanting Quealy after he beat Patricio. I told him I'd fight anybody in the top 10, and just no avail. Nothing happened, and they kept on throwing me names that I literally have not heard of any of these guys. I have to Google their name and see who they are, and I just kind of frustrated. Like, why am I have to Google these guys' names, man? Like, give me a top 10 guy, and here we are again. I'm fighting Islam Mamdeov, who's super tough. He's probably, one of the best guys in the lightweight division for sure, but I don't know who he is, and I just think it's kind of frustrating that he's not fighting somebody else before he fights me. But at the end of the day, I was like, man, I just need to get a fight and make some money and get my name out there. So here we are.
If you don't mind me asking, who are you supposed to fight in December?
That was the thing, man. They told me, they said, we'll find you an opponent, just start training, get ready. And man, I spent freaking thousands and thousands of dollars. I trained my ass off. And I remember like 3 weeks out of that fight, I talked to my coach, and I was like, man, am I still fighting? And he's like, let me call them. He called them, and he's like, yeah, we'll find you an opponent. Just keep training. And nothing happened, man.
It's rough, man, because you've been on this, the loss to Chandler, you've been on a nice run, you got back-to-back finishes, and, everyone's sort of gotten to see you do your thing. You build momentum, got a couple of fights in over a 7 or so month span. It looks like Brent Primus is here. He's active. He wants to keep going and look to be climbing back up this division. And then it just sort of stopped as things were getting going. And, for one reason or another, it's been sort of an unfortunate storyline in your career, has it not? Just like momentum and then stops and starts. Like, what a tough road, man.
Yeah, like I say, man, it's been frustrating, really hard on my body, my mental game. Yeah, it sucks, dude. But I know, like, the whole COVID thing definitely put a halt to things. But I still feel like I could have got at least another fight or 2 in there, But I just don't know. I don't know why they didn't give me one of those guys in the top 10, man. Like, yeah, man, I've been literally begging to fight Patricio, and then as soon as he lost, I wanted Quealy really bad, and yeah, it is what it is.
How would you describe your overall relationship with Bellator right now?
Man, I mean, I love the guys, and whenever I see them, we're all good, man, for sure. It's just I don't know, I definitely frustrate for sure. I don't understand why they couldn't give me a top 10 guy. It makes no sense to me. And then they take me off the rankings because I haven't fought in 15 months, which I had nothing to do with that. I was ready. I literally spent thousands and thousands of dollars on camps and put my body through hell. And I was ready to fight. So them taking me off the rankings was, man, it pissed me off for sure.
What do you think of the whole ranking structure and things like that? Because this wasn't something that was going on 2 years ago. This is relatively new, and you're there, and you're no longer there after that because of the length of time between fights. Which it's not your fault. What are your thoughts on the overall ranking structure as you've seen it so far?
It's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, I'm not going to pay attention to it really. I'm expecting a title fight after this fight. I'm going to call out Patricio. He's a man. He's good, but he hasn't really fought me, so. He's only the man until he fights me. Was for this particular card, was Mamedov the first opponent you were offered? For this card, yes. Oh no, actually I was supposed to fight what's his name? Man, I can't remember. He's another Russian. He was in the UFC for a long time, and I was supposed to fight him, but he couldn't get his visa, and so it got switched to Islam.
Shabli?
No, they were talking about him before. It's what's his name? Rad starts with I get him all mixed up. I don't want to mess up his name.
Mads Burnell?
No, it's like
It's okay. It's okay.
Man. It's Rabazavada for something with a V and R and stuff. I don't know, man. But he's from Russia and he was in the UFC for a long time, and he's definitely a tough guy, and that's what I was training for. And then I found out that he couldn't get his visa.
And then just your overall reaction to seeing Mamedov's name, was it just a matter of, all right, I mean, I got to fight and this is it. Like, yeah, I got to do it.
I was pissed kind of, I'm like, dude, again, I've never heard of this guy before. I know he's been training with Khabib and he's tough. He's any of those guys from the Stan countries, Dagestan, whatever, I know they're tough. And, I was just upset that I've never heard of this guy, and I'm not fighting a top 10 guy. I thought that I was going to be fighting a top 10 guy. I was told I was going to be fighting a top 10 guy, and I was excited. I signed a new contract with Bellator. They told me, they signed a new contract with them, I'm going to be fighting a top 10 guy, and here we are fighting not a top 10 guy.
When did you sign the contract?
I signed a 6-fight contract with Bellator probably like 3 months ago.
Did you think like a year ago that you would be signing another 6-fight deal with them?
I was totally telling myself, we'll play the cards out, maybe the free agency, and that's what I was gonna do. And then they offered me I got a good contract, man. Thank you, Bellator. They hooked me up, so I was really excited about that. But I was also told that I was gonna fight a top 10 guy if I re-signed with them, and I re-signed with them, and it's not happening.
What have you learned about Mamedov since you got the booking? Because at first you didn't really hear of him, but now after doing some research, you got to prepare for the fighter you're going to fight against. I mean, what have you learned about him along the way? Have you been impressed with what you've seen heading into this fight?
Yeah, man, he's on like a 19-fight win streak. He's got really good wrestling. He's trained with Khabib for years, so he's going to be tough, man. I know that it's going to be in my eyes, he probably is a top 10 for sure, but I feel like he needs to earn that first. And it's going to be a grinding fight, man. He's a tough dude for sure. He's got awesome wrestling and good control, but I'm definitely confident in my abilities, and I think that I can submit him or I can knock him out. Where
would you put yourself in the rankings right now?
Shit, I'm number one.
I was going to say, you're not going to say
I'll smash any of these guys, and I know it, and I've been trying to prove it, and they just won't give me the opportunity, man. Like, Patricky's number one right now, and come on, man. I think he's lost his last 2 fights or something, or he's like, out of his last 3 fights, I think he's, 1 and 2 or something. I don't know, but it's annoying for sure.
Do you feel like you have a chip on your shoulder this week because of everything, the matchup, and everything that's at play here? Do you feel like you're carrying a little extra chip on your shoulder, and maybe that's a good thing for you?
Yeah, at the same time, like, I can't go out there and fight out of frustration or anger. I got to go out there and fight smart and be technical, and a part of me wants to go smash this guy and make a statement and finish him. But at the same time, like, I know he's tough and I know he's a grinder, so I got to rely on my technique and be calm and fight smart.
Right now, and I was looking at it right before I got on with you, you're close to a 2-1 underdog in this fight. And I don't know how much you pay attention to that stuff, but I was kind of wondering your thoughts on that. I mean, do you feel it's just like, we just haven't seen you in a while and people have forgotten? Like, I found that line to be a little puzzling.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of, I feel like I've been the underdog so many times, so I'm not worried about it. I don't care. Just some dork out there is writing, things on a piece of paper. So I'm not really worried about it. But, again, I get to go out there and prove these guys wrong again and prove that I'm not the underdog. And, that's what I'm going to do.
You got to miss out on the entire like Mohegan Sun bubble experience. So like your next fight back is in this huge building with sold out crowd on this mega car with the massive main event. Like, is there a part of you that wishes you got to experience that studio bubble, so to speak, and have that empty arena feel? Or are you happy overall with the way this played out in terms of like a ambiance aspect?
The only reason why I'd want to go fight in Mohegan Sun like a while back is just to stay active and get paid. That's the only reason. But I like to fight when there's a crowd. I feel the energy is something you cannot describe. When there's a crowd there. So I'm glad I'm fighting with a crowd. But at the same time, I wish I could have at least fought in there just to stay active. But there's nothing like the energy of the crowd for sure.
So how do we get this thing done on Saturday? How do we remind people who the hell you are, man? How do we get this thing done and take one step closer to getting back to a title shot?
I mean, obviously just get my hand raised, but I want to do it. I mean, I like to finish fights. That's what I like to do. And I'm damn confident that I'm going to finish this guy.
How's fatherhood treating you these days?
It's the best. It's like, it's literally it's the highlight of my life. Like my kids, are awesome. It makes me want to just tear up just thinking about them right now. Cause I haven't seen them in like a week and, I'm going to be away from them for 2 weeks, which really sucks. But my kids are my world for sure.
How old's your youngest now?
She turns 2 in August.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
Happened so
it's
fast.
Crazy. And my little boy turns 4 next month or in September. So it's coming up. And after this fight, I'm going to go hang out with him. He loves trains. So I'm going to take him on a train ride like Portland, and we're going to hang up there, go see some dinosaurs and do a bunch of stuff like that. So I can't wait to just go back and hang out with my family, my kids, because the last 3 months I've been grinding three times a day and back and forth in Portland. I haven't really seen them too much. So that's one of the things that I'm definitely looking forward to is hanging out with my family, my kids, and obviously eating some carbs and pizza and stuff. But man, my kids are my life for sure.
Is he a Thomas the Train fan?
Yeah, he likes all trains for sure. Yeah, Thomas the Train. Right now he's into dinosaurs and dinosaurs, trains, and trucks, and he's a little boy for sure.
All the stuff we love. Last thing before we let you go, I know you got some stuff to do. It's fight week. Do you have a pick for the main event? Patricio Pitbull or AJ McKee? What do you think?
Man, it's gonna be a tough fight. AJ is no joke, for sure. He's really young, really talented, really athletic. But I'm gonna go with Patricio. Man, I want him to win. I want to fight him. I want to fight him coming off of a win. And I'm gonna go out there and call him out after I win for sure. Yeah.
Is there a part of you that is kind of like rooting for him to win? Because if AJ wins, you know what's gonna happen. They're gonna try to bump him up to 55 and do the rematch, which kind of like blocks you out in a way.
Well, the rematch is with Chandler. He's gone. Right?
No, what I'm saying is if AJ beats Patricio and wins the featherweight title, he wants to go up to 55 and fight Patricio for the lightweight title.
Oh, AJ does?
Yeah, he wants to win both belts.
Oh, that little turd.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I didn't hear that, dude. Shut up, AJ. That's my fucking belt, dude. Gosh damn, I didn't hear that. That's stupid. Hell no. I don't want AJ to win. I hope he gets smashed then, dude. Fuck that. I want Patricio for sure.
All right, that's what I was trying to ask you. But Brett, I appreciate the time, man. It's good to see you back on a fight week. Really looking forward to this matchup, and all the best to you, man. I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much, man. Catch me this Saturday on Showtime. It's gonna be a good one.